Hey, this is Malachi Church vs. State. I think this is probably going to be one of the most important videos that I ever do. And I just have done this video already a couple times, but the last time I started, God told me, you need to tell people this is an important video. Now, what's this video about, and what are all the tie-ins? I'm going to tell you. It's about the understanding and knowing of the parable of the fig tree and how important it is for us today. It's extremely important. And I'm going to show you a few things right now, and I think, your mind might go, wow, And as you all know, I've never came around and never said, oh, this is the most important video, you must share it with everyone like everybody else does. I don't do that. You guys all know that I don't do that. So when I'm saying it's very important, I mean it's very important. Now, I wrote a blog. God told me to write this blog. It was last year. I wasn't doing videos. I hadn't come back to do videos yet. And it was about a fig tree that fell in Hollywood. And I said, let it sink in after more than 140 years. Now, more than 140 years. I'm going to show you exactly how many years it has been here in a second. A massive fig tree graced the plaza where Los Angeles was founded. Now, the parable of the fig tree has also been associated with the land of Israel. And I'm going to show you the tie-in. Because the tie-in is very, very key to all this. And it's very, very key for you to understand when I say something will happen on March 22nd that is huge. Keep your mind open, because I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show it to you right now. Let's see. Let's go here. Read this right here. This is talking about the fig tree. This was an article that was written in the Daily Mail. But read this. One of 4 fig trees planted in 1875 to mark the site where the city of Los Angeles was founded collapsed after a recent deluge of Southern California. They hit Southern California. It's been through a lot of issues, people. Many, many years, But it fell for a certain reason. Can you see it? What is another number associated with the 144? Think about it. What is in Revelation? We're seeing so many things happening now, right? And people are talking about Revelation, and I just did my video, and I'll put it at the end of this one called Plagues, which I have the 4 horses and all this kind of stuff. So what is another number significant to 144? And keeping your eyes open, thinking, well, why did it last 144 years and finally fall? And it fell in the place called Hollywood. And if you're a Mel Gibson fan, you know that he has said many times that Jews run Hollywood. Well, wait, what's another aspect of the parable of the fig tree? So many people have said the parable of the fig tree is the aspect of Israel. And so they say this generation shall not pass. And I'm going to read that whole parable for you. But I want you to think about the perfect aspect of timing on all this. I'm not a rapture guy, so I'm talking about the beginning stages of the woes of the earth. So you can be prepared. That's all I'm saying. There's no magical timeline. There's no magical. It's just get your spirits prepared for what's about to happen. So fig tree that for 144 years shaded the brick plaza where Los Angeles was founded has fallen. Think about it. Now let's go to the parable of the fig tree. Matthew 24:32. Learn this lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its twigs get tender and its leaves come out, you know summer is near. We are in spring. we actually spring forward tonight on our little man-made time clocks that was created by the railroads back in the day. It used to be time was high noon was when the sun was overhead, and then the railroads created the time zones and all. I'm not going to get into that. It's a simple research. You can know that what I'm saying is correct. But let me go to Matthew 24. Okay? 32. One more time. Learn this lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its twigs get tender and its leaves come out, you know summer is near. Yeah, summer is near, isn't it? Even so, when you see these things, know that it is near, right at the door. Wow. So, it's very important to understand he's warning you twice. He's telling you twice. It's a witness. It's a witness to the things to come. Truly I tell you, now this is the third witness, this generation will certainly not pass until these things have happened. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. So this is the parable of the fig tree. And like I said, the time with Israel was also, it's been widely established that was the creation of this generation shall not pass. Because, let me just read this and then I'll explain. Matthew 21:18, early in the morning as Jesus was on his walk back to the city, he was hungry. Also notice too, I want you to notice too, that Easter comes next. So this was just prior to him being crucified, remember. So think of the timing, March, and then Easter comes later, okay? Just think about that in your mind. Put that in the back of your mind and just gnaw that a little bit. Or you can sip on your coffee and drink coffee. I made me a very nice mocha. Of course, in my stained coffee cup that I always have. Anyways, let's read it again. Matthew 21:18. Early in the morning as Jesus was on his way back to the city, he was hungry. Seeing a fig tree by the road, he went up to it, but found nothing except leaves, and said to it, may you never bear fruit again. Immediately the tree withered. Now I had somebody ask me, I'm not going to name names because I don't know if the people really want me to name names on here, but I've said this to more than one person. So this person obviously asked me a question in regards to the parable of the fig tree. She's heard about it before. Many people have. And she said, well, I don't understand why people associate the creation of Israel with the parable of the fig tree, since Israel was created by, the Rothschilds and different people like that. Let's just say that. It wasn't really, it was forced upon, created by an establishment, let's say. And I said, well, actually, that has more truth to it than you understand. Because if you are reading Matthew 21:18 through 19, basically, you can see that God cursed it, or Christ cursed it. And the reason why Christ cursed it is because it was fake. See, when it was planted as a tree that would never bear fruit. See, Jesus went over to it because if it's truly a tree, if it's truly following God's will and God's way, it will always produce fruit. Because we'll read here a little further, it talks about you will produce fruit, right? And we've all heard the commonality, judge them by the fruits that they bear, correct? So if you're not bearing any fruit, what does that mean? That means either A, you're evil, and here's another thing. Israel was created under evil pretense. It was created by evil men. Not to say the creation of Israel is a bad thing, because it's supposed to have been created. But the issue is that the people that were the underlying and associated parts of it were empty and weak and false and fake. So the parable of the fig tree is perfect in its example as the creation of Israel. and that this generation shall not pass. And I've always said a generation is 80 years. That puts us in what? This aspect of perfect timing. If you go read my blog, it's just on here. It's not the greatest thing because I'm not really a writer, but it's 666 Rise of the Antichrist. And if you kind of read that and then think about this and all these different tie-ins that I've tried to do my best to explain to people on these videos, you might kind of go, Malachi's kind of got, I got the old guy upstairs just kind of showing me and saying, hey, I want you to, whether people listen or not, it's irrelevant to me. I'm trying to share with you. Okay? So if you take the fact that the reason why Christ cursed this tree, this fig tree, is because it was not bearing fruit and it was fake, and you understand the aspect of Israel being an aspect of the parable of the fig tree, and that that generation will not pass, and then you look at this tree that fell, and it was created and put into Hollywood as the Hollywood was created, right? Los Angeles, anyways. Then you take the aspect of 144 years. Well, what is, if you follow Revelation and all the things that are happening, what is something that has to happen next? The marking of his 144,000. Think about it. It could have fell at 145 years. It could have fell at 100 years. It could have fell at a lot of different aspects. And it could have fell in September, December, could have fell in any other month except for March. But it fell in March. And it fell at 144 years. And it fell in the city of Los Angeles. It fell in the place that's owned and operated by the Jews, which let me explain to people before people call me anti-Semitic. I am from one of the tribes of Israel. I know my DNA. I know my background. I love my brothers from the tribe of Judah. But I can tell you this: a lot of even my tribe. Don't get me wrong. We've all been infiltrated. Okay, we've all had tares within our wheats. Okay, God's gonna harvest all that stuff. And everybody can be redeemed. Every person can be redeemed. But if your heart is pure evil, then that's what it is. But there's a reason why God chose 144 years for that tree to fall. And don't think that God does not have his hand in the fact that that tree fell at 144 years. In the city that creates sin and is utter filth, filled with filth. And this filth goes worldwide. You know, a lot of our movies are, created and funded. Hollywood is where everybody goes. Hollywood is known all over the world. You go into the deepest depths of Africa and different places all over the world. You'll see people wearing T-shirts that have aspects of Hollywood on them, of stars or celebrities. So the reaches are a little further than you realize. And then you realize the reaches of Israel and the certain leaders that have infiltrated into the tribe of Israel, into the tribe of Jacob, calling them brothers of ours. They're not brothers of mine. They're evil. They are Canaanites. They are the Pharisees, right? You got to call them what they are. The den of vipers is what they are. And Hollywood is the same. They are the den of vipers. Let's go back to the parable of the fig tree. So, we've already talked about Jesus cursing it, and immediately it wilted. This is why I'm saying withered away. And the reason why I'm saying is because we're seeing a withering away of LA. With this coronavirus, guess what's happening? All the big shows are being canceled. 007, the movie, is not being released until later this year in hopes to not lose money. Get it? Oh, I want to show you another thing too before I move forward, because I want to show you the fakeness of this tree. If you look at the picture of this tree, which I hope you're seeing right now, look at the inside. It's got it eaten within. Let's see if I can find a better picture. La 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 la. Maybe it doesn't have another picture. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, here's a better picture. You see the emptiness that's inside, that how it's been eaten away? That's Hollywood. That's lies and deception. That's a hollow life. That's an outwardly appearance of strength and being strong and being all these things. This is so much Hollywood, man. Because on the outside they're all this and that and they're pretty, and then you meet them in person and they're just the ugliest things you've ever seen. This is what's inside Hollywood. This is what's inside Hollywood. Empty. And the same thing applies with, I hate to say, aspects of Israel. Because how they treat the poor Palestinians. And I'm not saying, listen to me very carefully. Not every person's an angel and not every person's a devil. You get it? But the treatment of how they treat people sometimes is very bad. And having a bunch of kids throw rocks, but you then throw mortar is two different things. Okay? And the treatment of how they've treated the people from Syria. Do you know Damascus was a huge kind of a refuge for Christians for many, many years. And now they're trying to destroy it. And don't think that Damascus might not be destroyed here real shortly too. Because they want to bring forth these things. See, the things that I'm telling you, I'm telling you some deep things right now. Whether you can handle it or not, I don't know. I don't know if you can handle it. Because even Jesus' disciples couldn't handle it. And I'm sorry that you might not like what I'm saying, or you might think that I'm thinking that I'm better than his disciples. Well, here's the thing. God's given me gifts. Even I've had a friend of mine who I admire. The guy's got... I've had people who know that I know this man have told me, I can't believe you know he's like the rock star of biblical proportions and within the Christian community and all this stuff. The guy's huge. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't think that's important. And you know, we had a discussion a couple nights ago, the other night. And he told me, he says, man, he said, you have the ability to see things that he said that you know, he spent years in college, he said, and he used to teach college courses. And he says, dude, people don't get it. He said, you see it. And we like, you know, he says, you're one of the few guys I can talk to that really I can talk to. You know what I mean? And I said to him, I said, you know what? I've known this stuff since I was in my mother's womb. I came out of my mother's womb knowing this stuff. And don't think that I'm boasting. I'm not boasting. I'm just telling you. God has chosen some of us from the foundations of the earth, and it's time for us, who he has chosen, to start standing up and stop being a bunch of cowards and wussies, and stop worrying about what the other Christians say that are jealous, and understand that you may be a Joshua amongst 12 brothers or 11 brothers who want to kill you because they are jealous. They don't understand at some point they will kneel to you because you were chosen before the foundations of this earth to lead people or to understand certain things. No one has understood this. No one has put these things together. I'm trying to put these things together, share with you whether you want to accept it or not. It's irrelevant to me. But when you see these things happen, you might want to go, maybe we should listen to old Malachi. Maybe we should. I'm not getting anything from this, people. Understand that all these things that I say to you, what do I get from it? Oh, I'm saying support my music ministry. Yeah, go to my website and listen to all my music for free. I don't care. I don't get anybody giving me money. This is not what it's about for me. What it's about for me is strengthening and furthering and gathering God's people back to his kingdom, back to him, back to just loving Him and reading His Word and communicating with Him on a daily basis. Let's go back to the parable of the fig tree. If I haven't lost you because people don't like me, they don't like me. It's like I said, they didn't like Joseph. They wanted to kill him. So you guys, a lot of you want to do the same to me. Whatever. What I'm telling you is truth. You need to choose to believe it or not. March 22nd, you better hold on to your hats. 144 years ago, this thing fell last year on March 22nd. Hollywood is dying now. We are coming up to Easter. This is when Christ was on his way to be crucified, which is why we celebrate Easter, even though, I'm not going to get into I'm not going to get too deep into that. Let's just have an understanding that these things happen during these times, okay? So, let's go. Matthew 21, 20, I believe. When the disciples saw this, they were amazed. How did the fig tree wither so quickly? They asked. What'd I tell you? Hollywood is withering quickly. They've been withering quickly. Jesus replied, truly I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, not only can you do what was done to the fig tree. This is another thing too. God is telling you, all these people that don't like what's going on with Hollywood, all these people that don't like what's going on with Israel, all these people, there's some things that are set, God has set, and they will be done in accordance to the way that He's wanted them done. But at the same time, God is telling you, you can tell these things to go away and to die on the vine, and they will. So don't ever think you don't have that power. Not only can you do what was done to the fig tree, but you can also say to the mountains, go throw yourself into the sea, and it will be done. If you believe and receive whatever you ask for in prayer, right? Time is near. Get ready, repent, and be baptized. Of course, I added the time is near. People often misunderstand the fact that they feel that, well, I can, proclaim it and then whatever. There was a whole movement on that. In reality, you can proclaim anything. But here's the thing. God knows what you can handle and what you can't handle. And as I was sharing with my friend the other night, I said, he said, because he knows my past, and he really respects me. I respect him. He's a brilliant businessman. Very, very. He's made a lot of money. He knows everybody. Anyways, so, and he says, I'm always amazed, some things that don't work out for me. And I told him, I said, you know what? I said, I've had a very interesting life. But I said, I also know me. So there's some things that God has done. He's kind of held things back because He knows how I am. It's like last night. Last night I recorded. I went to the studio. I shared this with another video. Beautiful studio. And, I went there. I played. I actually was there to record with somebody else. And so, it's kind of like I could have recorded for nothing, right? I could have recorded for free. And I asked him at the end, after I got done recording with the other guy, which was 3 hours, and the guy, made some money. Of course, I was the one that got the guy there, so it's kind of like, that's what you do in the music industry. Hey, if somebody brings you money, you kind of give them a freebie. So I needed another hour. So in reality, it's called a freebie. And so I asked him at the end, I said, what do you want? And he didn't even really want any money. He said, you brought him. He's just, whatever. And I reached in my pocket and I grabbed $100. I said, here you go. That's me. And God knows that that's me. Unfortunately. It's not unfortunate. It's a good thing, okay? He knows that's really who I am. If I have money and if I have things, I'm going to share them with people. So sometimes, and that, it got me in trouble when I had my company and I was doing real well because I helped people out. When I lost everything and was living in my car in a storage unit and then calling up people and saying, hey man, you owe me $1,500. Can you help me? I'll take five, something like that. Oh, I can't do that. So I've been down many, many roads in my life. And I know why God has withheld certain things from me. Even though He promised me my music would be huge and that I would minister to more people than anybody in the face of the earth. I know where I was. I was driving my 69 Mach 1 across the Tacoma Narrows Bridge going to Gig Harbor. I know exactly when it was, how it was, where it was. When God told me, He said, don't worry. He says, your music is you're going to have a show that preaches to the multitudes that the earth has never seen. Okay. Has it happened yet? No, that was 9 years ago. It hadn't happened yet. But I still make music. And I still get people that tell me my music sucks. Okay. Whatever. But I'm going to tell you this. You need to watch, and you need to watch. March 22nd. You also need to watch this too. May 14th. And let's see, when is Easter this year? When is Easter? 2020. Okay, April 12th. So, March, April, May. Watch those 3 dates. Just watch those 3 dates. Anyways, it's Malachi signing out. Church versus state. Hug your kids. Call your parents. Go see a neighbor. Repent and be baptized. And I will continue to do videos that. You shut up. I will have. Sorry. I will continue to do videos to further explain this if you wish. I don't write anything down. I don't have anything written down. This is my Bible. This is it. Nothing's written down. I don't write anything down. So I kind of go off what I feel the Spirit's telling me to say, but sometimes it doesn't always reach to the right people, or I don't say things in the right way, or maybe I don't explain things the right way. So if you need further explanation on this, feel free to contact me. I'm pretty easy to contact. Probably somebody contacted me now. And the thing is that, message alert. So the thing is, get over. First of all, I'm going to tell the people, if you're still here, get over the fact that you don't like me. Get over some of these issues and understand that maybe, just maybe, God has really called this guy, meaning me, which I know God's called me, right? I know, there's no question in my mind, okay? And He's given me the ability to see things that some people can't see. Interpret things that some people can't interpret. They have a hard time understanding or wrapping their heads around. That's okay. I have interpreted a lot of things that took years before people finally realized that, wow, what Malachi was saying was correct. I said, yeah, it was correct because God was telling me this. You may not like the fact that not every word out of my mouth says from God, that kind of, sometimes I say I'm sorry. God made me, He gave me abilities. He gave me certain strengths and weaknesses and all this stuff. And you know what? He's just as happy of me acknowledging it than anything. He doesn't care that I don't go, oh, God said this. Hey, I gave you that ability. You'd be proud of it. You'd be proud of it. That's my gift to you. You'd be proud of it. And that's what I tell people sometimes. I've never had a problem with guys that tell me what they did. Right? Because it's fine. Let them be proud of their abilities. Big deal. I say bring it on. Now, there are some people that say, I did this and I did that, but you can kind of look at them and go, I don't think you did anything. I think somebody else did it. Now you're taking credit. So, anyways, I know that's a stupid ending. This is a stupid ending, but this is how I do my videos. Like I said, I don't have any writings down. I'm not following a script. I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to help people understand. And the most important thing is really the parable of the fig tree. If you need more explanation, let me know. But repent and be baptized, people. It's coming down. It's really coming down. And it's not just this virus thing. It's a whole combination of things. It's a whole combination of aspects of time. It's a whole combination that you really, people really need to understand. And they will understand at some point in time. I know that people will see this video. And there are those in the know that see my videos and they contact me. They say, wow, you're right on. And I said, well, why don't you write a big article about it in your big freaking newspaper? Oh, they're afraid. They're all afraid. They all like to send me messages, but they never want to post anything online. Or they like to copy my videos. I'm not talking about I know people that copy my videos, but sometimes that watch my videos. I know who copies my videos, is what I'm saying. But there are some people that copy them and then try to never associate with me, but they copy them. So anyways, it is what it is. Hug your kids, call your parents, go see your neighbor, repent and be baptized, and keep your eyes open. Give you the 3 dates one more time. March 22nd, 2020. May 14th, 2020. And right there in the middle, April 12th, 2020. 3 times. What is 3? That's a trinity. Eyes open. All right, bye.